Hey guys, welcome to today's video. It is finally time, that is right ladies and gentlemen, for the B-movie review. Now, if you hear snoring in the background, I am watching my friend's dogs this weekend. All three of them are here, and they are loud snorers. I'll tell you what, when people started asking me about this, I was like, this is gonna be the stupidest video I've ever made. I've never seen the B-movie. I've never seen the B-movie before in my life. However, I will say this movie was a breath of fresh air. I'm going to explain to you why I really like this movie before we even get into the review. Recently, I have been struggling with an incredible level of burnout and onset depression. It's been insane. I've been trying to deal with stuff that happened in the past. I've been trying to figure stuff out, and I have to do it by myself, unfortunately. And it's caused me to be burnt out, which is why I haven't been uploading as much on this channel, and it's really gotten to me. The B-movie helped a little bit, I will say. It was very different from from the media I usually consume, and I really liked it. I just want to start off by saying I really like it. It's really fucking funny. The whole like oh, really? So bears are nice, right? Yeah. And then this cutaway to the photorealistic bear. I genuinely thought Freddy Fazbear was gonna be behind that door because I've seen that meme so much. But this movie is fucking amazing, and today I'm gonna give you guys like an actual review. I'm gonna review a movie for once. Isn't that insane? I know, it's crazy. Also, there's no wind either. I'm inside, and no one else is here, so I can speak up. It's really cool. Something right off the bat that I really liked about the movie is the visuals and animation style. Everything is a pun. You know that hair? Because, like, all of the bees... I brought up the hair for a second, and I cut myself off because I realized it didn't even form a fucking thought yet. So, all of the bees have, like, a different style. But I was really wondering why all of, like, you know, the women had the same hairstyle. Well, it's an old fucking, like, 1950s hairstyle called, like, the Hive or something. Everything is a fucking pun. The whole thing is a joke, and I think that's what really adds to it. Something else that really sells the whole vibe, and, like, really, like, sets it apart as a comedy movie, is how fucking vibrant it is. I knew this movie came out a long time ago, and I knew it's a ridiculous fucking movie. I'm gonna get into the story later. But I'll tell you what, it's colorful, it's playful, it's very playful, but Jesus Christ, near the end of the movie, when it takes a whole different turn, you got fascist dictatorship over fucking bees, that's insanity. That is insanity. It really does take a shift. The vibrance and, like, environmental storytelling that they do in this goddamn movie is really good. I love it a lot. The design of the Hive, which is, like, full of all this fucking technology, the architecture, the fucking bee society details, the whole thing's a joke. It's amazing. It's, like, the most perfectly orchestrated joke I've ever seen. If you have a dad who, like, makes a shit ton of, like, dad puns, you know what I mean? Dad jokes, like, wow, a shrimp fried this rice type shit, he would love this movie. Show him this movie. And if you don't have a dad, I'm sorry. Anyways, the smooth animation style and, like, the expressive character designs, I think really enhances the humor personally. Because something else I really like about it is, it's not, I wouldn't call the movie slapstick, kind of like, Sing, or like, I guess the Angry Bird movie, but it's like, almost a little rubber hose, and the way that some of the bees move. It's really hard to explain what I like about it, but there's something about the style of this movie that is just really cool. This whole movie is genuinely a fucking genius take on environmentalism in a way that isn't fucking stupid. Like, it's not like chaining itself to a tree and screaming, if you're gonna cut this tree down, you're gonna take me with it. And ladies and gentlemen, if I was the person cutting down that tree, that person would be split in half. Anyways, my point being, it's not fucking stupid, and it's also not like vegan. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't like the vegans. So what I'm trying to say is, it's really good at what it's supposed to do. And at first, I didn't even realize it was supposed to be an environmental movie. I thought the whole poem or like the factoid at the start was just a fucking joke. No, like it's the whole movie is actually about environmentalism. That's the whole metaphor. And I didn't realize that until the end of the movie. See, it has a really positive emotional message about the importance of bees in the ecosystem. Believe it or not, this movie is really fucking educational despite how fucking stupid it is. I feel like I learned more from what's his name? Benson B, is that his name? I already forgot. I feel like I learned more from him than the fucking book that I had to read to become a beekeeper for the state. I didn't end up becoming a beekeeper for the state, but still, I feel like I learned a lot from this fucking movie. It encourages thinking about sustainability and our relationship with nature, wrapped in like a way that's not preachy and stupid, again, like veganism. Like, it's really good at what it... I love it. I love it. It's very fucking funny. It's really good about showing, like, the industry as is. I never thought I would have such an in-depth look about the fucking agricultural happenstance of current, well, not current America, but it's pretty similar. But you know what I mean? I didn't think these guys who, I don't know, I like jazz apparently, would tell me more about environmentalism than environmentalists. And it's really, really cool. I have no idea what to say about like the themes, because it's just wrapped in such a way that's really, really funny, really memorable. It's Benson, right? No, that's his name, right? I think I'm just saying, right out the fucking gates, what? God damn it! I'm losing my words. Right at the start of the movie. Well, not. I guess it was the start of the movie. It was like the first 30 minutes, I think. You know the human, the boyfriend, the guy who's voiced by Joe Swanson. I think, I'm not sure. He was the only person in this goddamn movie who makes sense. What do you mean the woman wants to fuck a bee? What are you, a Hollow Knight fan? What are you talking about? What? Why? I mean, I know Barry. He's got it. I know he's got it. But it's got to be the spiders. You know, the bees and spiders. I didn't even know they mix so well. I mean, it's got to be the legs. Fucking hell. No, the whole thing was actually just amazing. The story arc had to be the most unhinged thing I have ever seen. So let me explain this as best I can. I've only seen this movie once, and it was my first time ever seeing it. Okay, so it starts off about a bee who wants to be better than the rest of the bees. Okay, that's fine. That's, gotta catch them all type shit. Alright, he goes on a fucking adventure where he seduces a woman, convinces her and gaslights her into kicking the boyfriend out of her apartment, which, by the way, it's crazy that she could get an apartment by herself these days. Well, not these days. It really was back in the day, wasn't it? And then the bee and the woman go on a cross-country adventure to find out more about the bee industry, to help file a lawsuit against the entirety of humanity. I'm not just talking America. I'm not just talking about, maybe the United Nations. No, the whole fucking planet. Communists, socialists, democracy, everybody. They're suing everybody. Kim Jong-un had to pull up to that fucking courtroom. In America, okay? They sued the whole of humanity over exploitation of bees. They then have a fucking, I don't know, what's that one game where it's it's the two guys with, oh my god. It's like an anime type game. It's the law. It's like objection. I don't know what, Ace Attorney, is that it? Yeah, they have a whole fucking Ace Attorney style sequence where Barry B. Benson, I remember their name now, Barry and his girlfriend, who is a human, are getting into a full-on legal kerfuffle with the entirety of humankind. I don't know if this happened modern day, you know what Twitter would be like. There would be sympathizers, there'd be people calling her a traitor and all that shit. Well, they end up winning the mass lawsuit against every individual country in the world, and somehow the bees are able to bring humanity to its knees, and as a form of worldwide agreement, they have to stop using them for their plants across the entire globe. All of the bees, all of them. Does this have any connection to a fucking bug's life? I'm really, really confused, okay? So, after this, because of the low supply of pollen, which keeps the environment alive after the bees apparently have won the lawsuit against the entirety of planet Earth, they start a fascist dictatorship where flowers are held at the same priority as oil. You can really tell America was incredibly affected by this. I cannot imagine what smaller scale countries had to go through. I promise you, while all of this was happening, Puerto Rico was on fire. Guatemala, gone. It's like The Last of Us, okay? And the Barry B. Benson, not the leader, only like a representative of his hive, but somehow managed to represent all of the individual genomes of bees on planet Earth, was able to convince humanity with his iron dictator fascist fist that the death march should stop and that the bees should go back to work. And everyone's fine. And the bee gets to fuck the human. What the fuck is this movie? What in the world is this movie? I always thought it was like, it's kind of like trying to explain to someone what New Vegas is. Like, can you explain to someone who's never played New Vegas that in the same game where you're shot in the head, you crucify people, you launch an orbital nuke, you gamble. There's so much shit you can do in New Vegas. This is like the New Vegas of movies. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, what was the... Benny and Barry. We got the two Bs. Oh my god. I feel like that whole movie would have been so much different if it was Benny B. Benson. Like, instead of a lawsuit, it's a fucking Red Dead Redemption style, like, hunt of all of the world leaders. And it's like, the game was rigged from the start type shit. This storyline is insanity. This movie, fucking wonderful. If you haven't seen it, and I was one of those people who haven't seen it, go watch it. Legitimately. It is a fucking masterpiece. I have never seen a movie quite like it. I will never see a movie like it again. It is a one-of-a-kind thing. Now wait until you guys have heard that I've never seen a fucking Shrek movie.